I feel like I'm getting pretty good at this. Never mind. Like a regular Barracuda, but only more acidic. What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about Super Castlevania IV, released in 1991 for the Super Nintendo. This time we were looking at a side-scrolling platformer, which was apparently the 8th game in the Castlevania series. Nice job on the numbering, Konami. When people think of Castlevania, they think of medieval combat with monsters, and this fits the bill. When you look at the roots of the series on the original Nintendo versus this, I can't help but think this is a massive step forward. The main character is Simon Belmont, who can whip in 8 different directions, which makes him far more versatile than the original games where he could only whip horizontally. It's really a shame. Too bad the main character dresses like someone who hates pants. Why? Anywho, the controls in game are pretty good overall. The platforming is a bit rough at first, but once you understand Simon's jumping arc, it's pretty fun. Before you figure it out, the game can be a bit frustrating with instant death, but this was typical in the 90s. The game itself can be completed in under 2 hours if you're extremely familiar. If you're playing it for fun, make sure you budget about 8 hours and be ready to die a lot. That being said, the lives and continue system was very well done. You get 5 lives with checkpoints, and when you game over, you're sent back to the beginning of the level. At the end of the game, they break this rule and send you back to the area before the boss you're fighting. They could have made this so much worse and reset the level. This made the last part of the game a lot of fun. Slogra was the worst boss for myself for some reason. I really enjoyed the music in Super Castlevania. I feel like it really adds to the series. The Clock Tower song took first place for myself. The game's optimization was pretty good. I noticed 2 slowdowns during my playthrough. The advantage to this was it saved me from falling to my death. The physics of rotating gears, swinging with the whip, and swaying chandeliers was done really well. This was impressive considering it was done in 1991. The level design was excellent. We start in an abandoned manor, we move into a forest, a cave, sunken ruins, an outer keep, and then we arrive at Dracula's castle. The first 5 stages don't even take place in the castle.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
False advertising aside, the second half of the game features the halls, library, dungeon, treasury, a clock tower, and finally the castle keep with Dracula himself. Let's talk about the abilities of Super Castlevania IV. The abilities you receive in-game are standard for this series, like throwable daggers, the boomerang, and throwable axes. There's also upgrades which allow us to throw multiple items at a single time. The big change is the Mystical Whip as the standard weapon. This time it's upgraded twice while playing. The first upgrade is a short chain whip, and then a little later on we receive a long chain whip. The whip upgrade is taken away when we die, which was kind of annoying. Why are so many things hidden in the candles? Let's talk about the enemies. We have skeletons, which come in vanilla and strawberry. Headless hunters. Zombies.
Dad, you killed the zombie Flanders.
You was a zombie?
Axe knights. Giant spiders.
Visit Australia.
Frogs.
Yeah!
Mermen. Pillars of bones.
I'm a farmer!
Skeledragons.
That's a pink.
Bats. The claw.
I need an adult! I need an adult!
Fire eyes. Snapper caskets. Ectoplasms. Dead noble people. Medusa heads. Gargoyles. Harpies.
What the f?
Invisible wraiths. Ghosts. Zombie dogs. We also have to talk about the bosses in-game. There's the Rodane skeleton horse. Medusa. Orphic vipers. Deathbred head. Coronaut. The dancing specters.
Dance with me, Lois. Dance the dance of life!
Sir Gracul.
Oh my God!
The monster.
Holy moly.
Zapfat.
I'm too shiny, watch me dazzle like a diamond in the rough.
The mummy. Slogra. Gaben.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
The Grim Reaper.
Dirt Devil. Wickedly good cleaning power.
And Dracula himself.
And we danced, and we cried, and we laughed.
I think every single boss fight in the game is pretty fair. When you screw up, it's on you. In the case of the final boss fight with Dracula, I found it pretty punishing, but if you know about the secret at the stairs, it's a lot easier.
Mind the gap.
Let's talk about the plot. I never realized it until after beating the game, but this is a reboot of the original Castlevania, released 5 years earlier.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I think if a company tried to do that nowadays, it would be pretty much shunned universally, but given how rare it was back in the 90s, I think this worked really well. Now, with this being the original plot, basically you're a vampire hunter in 1691 hunting down Dracula. You fight your way into his castle, defeat his evil army, and do final battle. And he's dead. That's really about it. And I'm really glad they didn't try and change the story from the original Castlevania. For what it was, it worked, and there's no need to reinvent the wheel. So, in summary, I really enjoyed the game overall. I think the levels, enemies, bosses, and designs were executed quite well. I did find Super Castlevania IV a bit difficult, but relative to the rest of the series when it comes to difficulty, I think it lands somewhere in the middle. Stupid Dracula X. The game itself is a bit short on content, but it's a lot of fun, and I was never bored while playing through it. To me, this is an A-, and I think the game is a lot of fun, but beware, it isn't for everyone due to the difficulty. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you watching until the end of the video. And lastly, but most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
What?
Slap!